That night, in a quaint, rustic inn nestled near a secluded cove in the Hamptons, I found myself alone with my son's friend. In that moment of absolute silence, where even the sound of our own breathing was noticeable, I watched as it grew before my eyes to a size that was truly difficult to believe. I felt the air leave my lungs at the sight of that immense presence, which seemed to have no end. The moment I saw its sheer, monumental scale, I finally thought I understood why this man had never married. While I stood there, paralyzed by a mixture of astonishment and nervousness, he asked me in a worried voice if I would be okay with something so large. Why did I, a 55-year-old widow, end up alone in an inn with a friend of my son, 22 years my junior? From now on, I am going to tell you the story of the fate of a woman exhausted by long solitude, and a man who was guarding an enormous secret. My name is Clara Hayes. I turned 55 this year. 3 years have passed since I said goodbye to my husband. It was liver cancer. He went through several operations, and we did everything possible until the end, but he finally passed away. I was 52 then, so you could say I've been living as a widow for some time. Fortunately, my husband left his business affairs well managed, so I am financially secure. I live alone in a spacious condo on the Upper East Side in New York City, and I don't have to worry about money for the rest of my life. The people in my circle envy me and tell me how lucky I am, that I live a peaceful life without financial problems, but no one knows the reality. No one knows how empty this big apartment feels when night falls. If I sit on the living room sofa, only the sound of the TV echoes, and the only way I found to soothe my loneliness was exercise. I wake up at 5 in the morning to run for an hour in Central Park. In the morning, I go to the gym for weights, and in the afternoon, I go to yoga classes. I'm almost at the level of a sports addiction. If I don't keep this up, the day never ends. Thanks to that, for 55, I have a pretty decent body. Even my personal trainer tells me I have the physique of a woman in her late 30s. However, my inner self is different. I felt a buildup of loneliness as a woman, a thirst that was not being quenched. Whenever I wondered if my life as a woman was over at this age, I felt a tightness in my chest. That's how I lived, filling my days with exercise, until that day arrived. It was the day of my only son, Ethan's wedding. The ballroom was luxurious. Many guests came, and as the groom's mother, I greeted them with an elegant smile. But it was near the end of the reception when Ethan's friends came in a group to congratulate him. Among that group, there was one man who especially caught my attention. He was a tall guy with broad shoulders and a very attractive face. He was wearing a black suit, but the firm body hidden beneath the clothes was noticeable at a glance. "Ma'am, congratulations. I'm Liam Foster, Ethan's college classmate." He had a lovely voice. It was deep and calm, but it had a warm quality. "Oh yes. Thank you for coming to congratulate my Ethan." While we greeted each other, my heart beat in a strange way. When we shook hands, the warmth of that man seemed to spread throughout my entire body. Well, what's wrong with me? How many years separate us? I scolded myself internally, but that night upon returning home, his face wouldn't leave my mind. His broad shoulders, his radiant smile, and the touch of that enormous hand I felt when we greeted each other so closely. "Clara, wake up. He's your son's friend. Plus, he's 22 years younger." I buried my face in the pillow and murmured to myself. But strangely, that night I felt my heart beating strongly after a long time. That was the beginning. It was the start of that fateful encounter that would change my life completely. Since then, I couldn't get Liam out of my head. When I ran in the morning, when I worked out at the gym, even in yoga class, his face appeared before me. Those broad shoulders, that bright smile, that warm voice. Finally, when a week passed and I couldn't bear it anymore, I called Ethan. "Ethan, Mom needs to ask you something." "Yeah, Mom. What's up?" Well, among the friends who came to the wedding, there was a tall, handsome one. "What was his name?" "Oh, who?" A lot of friends came. The one who wore a black suit, had very broad shoulders and a deep voice. "Oh, are you talking about Liam?" I felt like my heart dropped to the floor. "Yes, Liam, that guy." "What does he do?" "He studied kinesiology, and now he's a swimming instructor at the recreation center in our neighborhood. Liam is the only one of my graduating class who hasn't gotten married." Oh wow. And why hasn't a guy that good-looking gotten married yet? Suddenly, I noticed Ethan hesitated when he spoke. That's a bit delicate for me to tell you. I'll tell you another time. Why? Does he have a weird personality or something? No, it's not that. It's just a little embarrassing to talk about. I'll tell you when we meet. When I hung up the phone, my head was filled with doubts. Why is he the only one who hasn't married? Why did Ethan avoid the topic? Is it possible that despite appearances, he doesn't function well as a man? Or does he have some personality issue? I imagined everything, but the curious thing is that the more I thought about it, the more curious I became. It was like forbidden fruit. I felt like I shouldn't know, but I wanted to know at all costs. Finally, after hesitating for a few days, I made up my mind. I'll see him just once. I'll pretend to run into him by chance. I'll say hello, and this foolishness will pass. It wasn't hard to find the recreation center Ethan mentioned. It's the large community center near home. One afternoon, I purposely walked past the sports complex. I discreetly peered through the glass. I saw the pool, and there was Liam, in a swimsuit, teaching class. His body was wet, his muscles firm, his smile radiant as he taught the children. My goodness, I'm going crazy, a sigh escaped me unintentionally. Seeing that image, my heart raced 1,000 miles an hour, and the next day I signed up for swimming lessons at that recreation center. I want to learn to swim. Do you offer private lessons? Yes, of course. What days work best for you? Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 in the afternoon. As I left with the membership card in my hand, I thought, what am I doing? A 55-year-old widow signing up for swimming to see her son's friend. 22 years younger? But there was no turning back. On the first day of class, when I entered the pool in my swimsuit, Liam recognized me. Well, ma'am, you're Ethan's mother. We met at the wedding. Oh, that's right, I didn't know you worked here. What a coincidence. It was a lie. It was a completely planned encounter, but Liam smiled innocently and was happy to see me. Wow, what a coincidence. I'll teach you with great enthusiasm, ma'am. Thank you. I'm counting on you, Liam. From that day on, twice a week, I started learning to swim with Liam. At first, I just wanted to learn to swim. I thought I would be satisfied just seeing his face. I would enjoy this thrill, and it would eventually fade. That's what I thought. But the more lessons I took and the more I talked to Liam, the deeper my feelings became. Ma'am, you have excellent posture. Have you exercised a lot before? Yes, I run every morning in the park and go to the gym. Wow, that's incredible. That's why you have such a spectacular body. Oh, sorry. I found it adorable to see Liam turn red and stammer. And the truth is, that comment made me feel good. It's not every day a young, fit man tells a 55-year-old widow she has a great body. It's okay, I'll take it as a compliment. It's true, I'm not just saying it to be polite. Among our members, it's rare to see someone who takes care of themselves as well as you do. Every time he corrected my posture in the water, Liam's hands held my arms, waist, and legs. Through the swimsuit, I felt his warmth and the touch of his hard muscles. This is going to end badly. But I couldn't stop. On the contrary, I wanted to get closer. After classes, we started chatting naturally about sports, health, and everyday life. Liam, why did you become a swimming instructor? I loved swimming since I was little. When I'm in the water, I feel like all the worries in the world disappear. I understand what you mean. The same thing happens to me when I exercise. Ma'am, do you also feel lonely? The question caught me by surprise. Liam looked at me intently, silently. Yes, I feel very lonely. It was the first time I was honest. The loneliness of having lost my husband, the emptiness of an uninhabited house, the void I felt as a woman. Me too, Liam replied in a low voice. I also feel very lonely. That day, as class ended and we said goodbye, I gathered my courage. Liam, I run every morning in the park. Do you want to join me? Really? I'd love to. I like to exercise in the morning too. Then, I'll see you tomorrow at 6 at the park entrance across from my apartment. Okay, I'll be there for sure. On the way home, my heart was pounding. I couldn't believe I had suggested that. That night, I rummaged through the entire closet. I took out my running clothes piece by piece and tried them on in front of the mirror. This is too baggy. This color doesn't suit me. In the end, I ordered new clothes online, some leggings that showed off my figure well, especially my glutes, which remained firm thanks to the exercise. What am I doing? I asked myself, but I couldn't stop. Looking in the mirror, I murmured, I'm still good looking. It had been a long time since I felt that emotion. Confidence as a woman, nerves, anticipation. That's how our morning runs together began. The next morning, the tremble I felt putting on the new leggings in front of the mirror was indescribable. Exactly at 6, Liam was at the park entrance. He was wearing a gray short-sleeved shirt and black shorts, and the muscles in his arms glistened in the morning sun. Good morning, ma'am. Seeing Liam greet me with that radiant smile, my heart started racing again. Hello. You got here early. Have you been waiting long? No, I just got here. Let's go. We started running side by side. Liam adjusted to my pace. Not too fast, not too slow, just the speed at which I could run comfortably. Ma'am, you're in great shape. You've been running for a long time, right? A little over 2 years. I started after my husband passed away. Wow, that must have been tough. Liam's voice softened. That warm comfort touched my soul. I'm fine. I'm much better now. By the way, Liam, why are you the only one of your friends who is still single? Ethan says they are all married already. Liam ran for a moment in silence, and then spoke cautiously. Yes, I'm the only one left. I've been to all my college friends' weddings, but I still. Why? You're tall and handsome. The problem is that I'm too big. I didn't understand what he meant. What's the problem with being big? What are you referring to? Oh, nothing. I'll tell you if the opportunity arises. Liam smiled sadly and dropped the topic. From that day on, we saw each other 4 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays for swimming lessons, Mondays and Fridays for running. Over time, our conversations became deeper, and we got to know each other better. Liam was a more sensitive and warm person than I thought. He immediately noticed my small changes, and if he saw I was tired, he was the first to ask. Until one day, as always, we finished running and were sitting on a park bench drinking water. Liam offered me a sports drink he had bought at a nearby store. Here, ma'am, for you. Thank you. While I opened the can and drank, Liam went to open his, but his hand slipped, and the drink shot out. It spilled entirely onto the front of his black shorts. Oh dear. Whoops, are you okay? I quickly pulled some tissues from my purse and gave them to him. You're soaked, dry off quickly. Liam tried to dry himself with the tissues, but his clothes were very wet, and it wasn't helping much. Without thinking, I reached out to help him. Let me help you dry it. It was the moment I leaned towards Liam with the tissues in my hand. I was wearing those tight leggings, and the line of my underwear was clearly visible over my firm glutes, right in front of Liam's eyes. The curve of my hips and the outline of my black underwear through the fabric. I can't forget that moment. Liam's shorts suddenly started to bulge. At first, I thought I had seen wrong, but that presence that grew increasingly larger was not a hallucination. What the hell is that? I couldn't believe it. The size and shape of that thing, which seemed to want to break through the fabric of the shorts, were revealed with total clarity. The tissues fell from my hand. I froze, staring at it. Liam also realized his state and blushed crimson. He quickly tried to cover himself by placing his backpack on his lap, but it was too late. I'm sorry. Liam's voice unintentionally trembled. It was a voice mixed with panic and shame. My face was also burning, but curiously, more than embarrassment, I felt something else. Now I understand why he hasn't married. As soon as I saw that massive size, I understood why Ethan had avoided the topic. No, it's okay. My voice also trembled. Go home and dry off. If you leave like this, you'll catch a cold. No, it's fine. I'm okay. My apartment is right there. Come, change your clothes and then go. It was I who extended my hand to him. First, I grabbed Liam's hand to help him up. At that instant, there was a strange silence between the two of us. My hand brushed against that thing. Or rather, Liam's large hand enveloped mine, and we looked at each other without saying anything. My life might change because of this man. I had that feeling for the first time in my life, and the feeling was right. As we walked toward my apartment, we didn't say a word. Liam walked with his head down, trying to hide what had suddenly emerged. And I tried to calm my racing heart. What am I doing? Taking my son's friend home. But my steps didn't stop. On the contrary, they quickened. As I opened the door and we entered, Liam asked cautiously, "Are you sure you don't mind? You don't have to do this. It's fine." Come in. Seeing Liam take off his shoes at the entrance, I thought it wasn't too late. I could send him home right now, but what came out of my mouth was something else. "I have my husband's clothes in the bedroom. I'll bring them to you so you can change." "Oh, okay, thank you very much." Liam went into the living room and sat on the sofa. I went to the master bedroom and opened the closet. The clothes my husband used to wear were still hanging there. 3 years had passed, and I hadn't been able to throw them away. My hands trembled. Suddenly, I was aware that I was going to dress another man in my husband's clothes. "Darling, forgive me," I murmured internally and took out a sweatshirt and sweatpants. I returned to the living room and handed them to Liam. "Put these on. You can change in the bedroom. Are you really sure you don't mind? It's your late husband's clothes. It's okay. It's better than letting them gather dust." Liam went into the bedroom, and I was left alone in the living room. My heart was pounding like crazy. I strained my ears and listened to the sound of him changing clothes. I must be crazy. I slapped my cheek, but I didn't regain my composure. Shortly after, Liam came out. Seeing him in my husband's sweats felt strangely alien and natural at the same time. "Sit down. Would you like some tea?" "Yes, thank you." I served some herbal tea from the kitchen and sat next to Liam. Sitting together on the sofa, our shoulders were so close they almost touched. "Ma'am, I'm so sorry about what happened earlier," Liam spoke first. "It's okay. You're a man, it happens." "It's not that. It's that I have a problem." Liam's voice trembled. "What problem?" I was curious to know why he hadn't married before. I held my breath and looked at Liam. "I used to have a girlfriend. We met in college and dated for over 5 years. We promised to get married." Liam set down the teacup and continued talking. "But I was too big." "What was?" I asked, although I knew. "My member. The male part was so big that my girlfriend had a really hard time." Liam blushed. At first, she tried to endure it because she loved me, but every time we had sex, it hurt her, and over time, it became harder and harder. And eventually, she asked me to break up. She told me she loved me, but her body couldn't accept me. Liam's voice cracked. Since then, I haven't been able to get close to anyone. I felt like I would hurt them again. Without realizing it, my friends all got married, and I was left alone. People say it's lucky to be big, but for me it's a curse. It was the moment I saw Liam's true wound for the first time. On the outside he was a healthy, handsome man, but inside, he had lived with this deep pain. Without realizing it, I reached out and covered Liam's hand with mine. "Liam, I'm going to be honest." Liam looked straight into my eyes. "I'm starting to like you. Since I first saw you at the wedding, I felt my heart stop. I know it's crazy, the age difference, that you're my friend's mother, but I can't help it. I loved that you exercised with me, that we talked, that you treated me simply as a person, without pitying looks or making me feel like a freak." Liam's eyes filled with tears. "Could you give me a chance? I want to get to know you slowly and carefully." My eyes also welled up with tears. During these 3 years of terrible loneliness, I had forgotten these feelings as a woman, an emotion I thought I would never feel again. "The truth is, Eve thought a lot about you too, Liam." The confession left my lips. "I don't know if this is right or wrong, but when I see you, Liam, my heart beats, and when we are together, I feel like I am alive." Liam squeezed my hand tightly. "Aren't you afraid? Of my monumental size?" "I am afraid. Honestly, it scares me," I nodded, "but curiously, I don't want to run away." We looked at each other. Liam's face slowly moved closer. I also closed my eyes. Just before our lips touched, right at that moment, the doorbell rang insistently. Ding dong. Ding dong. We jumped apart. Liam and I froze. Who is it?" Looking at the intercom screen, I started sweating cold. It was Ethan. My son was at the door. Mom, are you home? Oh, wait a moment. I quickly turned to Liam. What do we do? It's Ethan. Should I hide? No, that would look more suspicious. Just act natural. I took a deep breath and opened the door. Wow, Ethan, what's up? I was passing by and came up. Let's eat together. Ethan looked into the living room and his eyes widened. He had spotted Liam sitting on the sofa. Liam, what are you doing here? Oh, Ethan. Liam stood up and smiled uncomfortably. We ran into each other in the park. My clothes got wet, and your mother told me to dry them at her place. I quickly helped him. Yes, we were exercising, and he spilled a drink on himself. That's why I loaned him your dad's clothes. Ethan looked at us alternately. He looked suspicious, but the situation didn't allow for many more questions. Oh, I see. Hey, how are you two so close? Nothing, he just came to my swimming lessons, and that's how we met. There was an awkward silence. Let's eat another day, Ethan. Mom, do you have plans today? What plans? I'm meeting my friend Susan. It was a lie, but I wanted Ethan to leave quickly. Oh right. Well, I'll go then, Liam. See you later. Yeah, okay. When Ethan left and the door closed, Liam and I let out a sigh. That was close, Liam murmured. Tell me about it. We sat back down on the sofa, but the atmosphere from before had already been broken. Well, I should be going. Yes, okay. As I walked him to the entrance, I gently took his hand. Liam, let's take it slow, no rush. Yes, Clara. I want to be careful too. When Liam left and I was alone in the living room, I collapsed onto the sofa. What would have happened if the doorbell hadn't rung? I touched my lips with my hand. I was overcome with regret that we hadn't kissed. I couldn't sleep that night. Liam's confession, our near kiss, and that immense presence I saw on the park bench. Will I really be okay? Can a woman like me handle it? I was afraid, but at the same time, I was eager. I looked at my phone. I had a message from Liam. Clara, thank you so much for today. I'm glad I was able to tell you how I feel. I want to walk beside you slowly and carefully. Rest well. My heart started beating again. I replied, I appreciate it too. Rest well, Liam. That's how our cautious courtship began. From that day on, we were even more careful. On the outside, we seemed like just instructor and student, or running partners, but on the inside, our feelings were growing deeper. In swimming class, when Liam corrected my posture, his touch felt different than before, warmer, softer, more careful. Clara, stretch your arm a little more. Like that. Yes, perfect. When Liam's hand grabbed my arm in the water, we made eye contact for an instant. Feelings conveying in that brief second. We continued running in the mornings. Running together and chatting on the bench was the happiest part of the day. Clara, lately your face is much brighter. Oh really? Maybe it's the effect of the exercise, no? You're more beautiful. Liam's sincerity made my face blush. At this age. What are you saying about beautiful? What does age matter? You are beautiful. Period. Every time I heard those words, my heart skipped a beat. I felt myself coming alive again as a woman. When a month passed, Liam made a special proposal. Clara, I need to tell you something. Seeing Liam's face more serious than usual, I became nervous. What is it? If we keep seeing each other like this, in secret, we're always going to be anxious. There's a very quiet little inn in the Hamptons. How about we spend a couple of days there together, without worrying about people watching? Just the two of us. My heart pounded. A trip to the coast. Alone in an inn. I knew exactly what that meant. Clara, it's not to force anything. I just want to walk by the sea, talk, and spend time peacefully. Liam's gaze was serious. Oh, think about it. I couldn't sleep a wink that night. Should I go or not? If I went, our relationship could reach a point of no return. What if my son found out? What if the people in the neighborhood knew? But on the other hand, I thought this might be my last opportunity. 55 years old. My youth was over. How many more years would I be able to feel this emotion? I cautiously asked my friend Susan Miller, a gym buddy. Susan, if you liked a much younger man, what would you do? How much younger? More than 20 years. Susan looked at me surprised. Clara, you don't mean it's just curiosity. Well, people would talk. But Clara, Susan became serious. You only live once. It's better to regret having done it than to regret not having done it, because of what people might say. Those words moved my heart. After thinking about it for 3 days, I sent a message to Liam. Okay, let's go to the coast. That Friday, I packed a small suitcase and went to Grand Central Terminal. I met Liam on the train. He was also carrying a small duffel bag. We sat together. The train started, and New York City began to fade. Are you nervous? Liam asked softly. Yes, very. Me too. Liam gently took my hand, being careful so people wouldn't see us. That warm touch calmed my nerves. When we reached the coast, we took a taxi to the inn. It was a quiet place with ocean views. Wow, what a view. We checked in and entered the room. There was only one bed. If you're uncomfortable, I can sleep on the sofa. No need. I'm fine, I said. We came here to be together in the first place. Liam looked at me. I felt the emotion in his eyes. Let's drop our things and go see the ocean. Okay. We walked along the beach near the inn, holding hands, something we couldn't do in NYC, not looking at anyone, just walking hand in hand like a couple. Clara, tell me, are you happy? Yes, I am happy. It was true. I was truly happy. We had dinner at a seafood restaurant near the inn. We shared a bottle of white wine while we ate. Clara, I want to tell you something today. Setting down his wine glass, Liam spoke. I'm serious about you. I want you to know this isn't just because of loneliness. I know, Liam. The age difference, what people will say, and my physical problem. Everything scares me, but this time I don't want to run away. There was sincerity in Liam's eyes. I know you're serious, Liam. And I am serious too. When we returned to the inn, it was 10 at night. I showered and sat on the bed. Liam also showered and came out. Clara, just call me by my first name. Clara. Liam slowly approached. Oh, be careful. If it hurts, tell me anytime. I nodded. Liam's hands cupped my face, and his face slowly drew closer. Finally, we shared our first kiss. It was a long, warm kiss, and clothes began to fall, piece by piece. My hands trembled as I took off Liam's clothes, his firm chest, his abs, his broad shoulders. And when the last piece of clothing came off and I saw that before my eyes, my breath caught. Is that really from a person? It was much bigger than what I saw through his clothes in the park. It was a size that surpassed imagination. Clara, if you're scared, no, I covered Liam's mouth. Just be gentle. That night, we became one for the first time. At first, it was very difficult, but Liam was truly careful and gentle, worrying about me. Slowly, little by little, for over an hour. And finally, when we were completely joined, that's what the feeling of being completely filled as a woman is like, a fullness that cannot be explained in words. Of course it hurt, but I was happy above all else. Liam was also crying. Clara, thank you for accepting me. Thank you. We fell asleep embraced. The next morning, when I opened my eyes, I saw Liam's face sleeping next to me. His face in the sunlight seemed peaceful. There was no going back now. We weren't just sports partners, nor two people attracted to each other. We had become true lovers. That fact weighed on me, but at the same time, it filled my chest with joy. I have to take responsibility for this relationship. With that promise, I returned to New York, but the happiness didn't last long. After returning from the trip, I seemed like a different person. Looking in the mirror, I noticed my face was glowing. My meetings with Liam were more frequent. Swimming lessons, morning runs, and meeting up at quiet coffee shops at night. Clara, you look gorgeous today. Wow, you always say the same thing. Because you look gorgeous every day. Liam took meticulous care of me. He treated me to delicious meals, asked us to get medical checkups together, and often gave me small gifts. What is this? A necklace. I thought it would look good on you. Liam, you shouldn't spend your instructor salary on these things. It's okay. I want to do things for you, Clara. Liam's heart moved me. I also started taking care of Liam. I brought him delicious homemade food and treated him to nice places. The food you make is the best. Oh really? What do you want me to make next time? I like everything you make. We filled each other's emptiness, but we were careful. We avoided people and tried to prevent Ethan from catching us. But the mistake started with something trivial. One day, Ethan and my daughter-in-law Maya dropped by the apartment. They said they came for an impromptu dinner. Mom, let's have dinner together today. Okay, thanks. I'll take something out of the fridge. I went to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. Then I heard Maya's voice in the living room. Mother-in-law, what is this? There's a receipt lying here. My blood ran cold. I rushed into the living room and saw that Maya was holding a piece of paper that was on the table. It was the receipt from the Hamptons Inn. Oh, I didn't put that away properly. That's from a trip I took with Susan. I lied, but Maya's gaze sharpened. Mother-in-law, but the date is from 2 weeks ago. I heard Aunt Susan went to Florida during those dates. My mind went blank. I called Aunt Susan then to say hello. She told me she was traveling in Florida. Ethan intervened. Mom, who did you go with? I was speechless. You weren't alone. No. Maya looked at the receipt in detail and said, Mother-in-law, this hotel is famous for being for couples only. They don't accept single-person reservations. Mom. Ethan's voice rose. Who have you been seeing? With a friend. What friend? Do you have a boyfriend? Maya asked directly. No, it's just at that moment my cell phone rang. It was a message from Liam, and by chance the phone was on the table. Maya's gaze went to the screen. Clara, let's have dinner together today. I miss you. The sender was Liam. Mom, it's not my friend Liam, is it? Ethan looked at me in disbelief. Ethan, it's true. Mom, are you seeing my friend? Ethan's voice trembled. I need to explain now. Of course. What is this? Why are you going to the coast with my friend? I let out a deep sigh. I'm dating Liam. Dating Liam? Seriously? The living room froze. Ethan couldn't close his mouth, and Maya looked at me with astonishment. Are you crazy, Mom? Do you know the age difference? I know. And he's my friend. With my friend. Ethan shouted. Have you thought about what people will say? This is an embarrassment to this family. Embarrassment. I also raised my voice. Can't a mother love? Do I have to live alone as a widow my whole life? Love. And that guy? He's only close to you for your money. Don't say that. Of course he is. What is he going to do with a swimming instructor's salary? If he gets in good with a wealthy widow, he'll live comfortably his whole life, Maya said coldly. Maya, you're going too far. Mother-in-law, be realistic. A guy 22 years younger isn't going to be with you for love. Be quiet. Liam really loves me. Can you prove it, mother-in-law? Has he given you money? Has he bought you things? They were gifts. See? It's already started. Maya looked at Ethan. Honey, he'll end up taking everything. We have to do something. Mom, tell me the truth. How much have you given him? Ethan pressed me. It's not like that. Liam is not like that. How do you know? How well do you know Liam, Mom? I know him better than you do. I shouted, unable to hold back anymore. Liam is a good guy. He really loves me and I love him. It's not about the money. We see each other because we truly like each other. So, are you going to get married? Maya asked coldly. You won't be able to do that. In the end, it's a secret relationship. What kind of love is that? I was speechless. Ethan sighed and said, Mom, please. Be reasonable. Call Liam and tell him it's over. I don't want to, Mom. I can't live without Liam. You don't know what Liam means in my life. Mom, you feel lonely, and you're being used. Shut up. Then the doorbell rang. I looked at the intercom, and it was Liam. He was coming for our dinner date. Clara, it's me. Ethan jumped up and went toward the door. Ethan, wait. Before I could stop him, Ethan opened the door. Hey, Liam. Ethan, what are you doing here? What are you doing with my mother? Liam's face tightened. Just tell the truth. You got close to my mother for her money, didn't you? No, Ethan. I love her, shut up. Love my foot. That's disgusting. You're 22 years apart. That's not love. Age doesn't matter. It does matter. And you're my friend. How could you do this to your friend's mother? I'm sorry. Is I'm sorry enough? End it now, right now. Liam looked at me. His eyes were full of sadness. Clara, Liam, Mom, choose right now. Ethan gave me an ultimatum. If you choose Liam, I'm cutting off our relationship. I won't see you again. And I don't want your money. Ethan, choose. I looked at Liam and Ethan alternately. My son and my love. How could I choose? But Ethan's gaze was too firm. It seemed he would truly cut ties with me. Liam. I looked at Liam with a trembling voice. I'm sorry. Liam's face fell. Let's end it here, Clara. I can't watch your life be ruined because of me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Tears streamed down my face. Liam also had red eyes. I understand. If that's what you want, Clara. Liam lowered his head. You've been very happy this time. Thanks to you, I felt alive again. Me too. You've been happy too. Take good care of yourself. Liam took the elevator and disappeared. Seeing him leave, I felt my heart break. The door closed, and I fell to the floor crying. Mom. Ethan approached, but I pushed him away. Leave all of you right now. Mom, this is for your own good. It's not for my good. It's for your reputation. Mom, get out. Everyone out. Ethan and Maya left, and I was left alone in the empty living room. I felt a greater loss than when I lost my husband 3 years ago. I couldn't sleep that night and looked at the pictures I took with Liam. Us smiling on the beach, sitting together on the park bench, together at the pool. Is this how it all ends? A week passed after the breakup. I went back to filling my days with exercise as before, running at dawn, the gym, yoga. The same routine, but it was different. Every time I sat on the park bench, I remembered being with Liam, and when I looked at myself in the gym mirror, I heard Liam's voice telling me I had a great body. I couldn't go to the pool because Liam was there. Clara, what's wrong with you lately? You look terrible, Susan asked me worriedly. I'm fine, Susan. What do you mean you're fine? Tell me about it. In the end, I told her everything about Liam, the trip to the coast, and Ethan catching us. Susan listened for a good while and sighed. So you broke up? Yes, I had no choice. Ethan said he would cut ties with me. Clara, Susan took my hand. You regret it, don't you? Yes, I confess sincerely. I regret it every day. Why did I let Liam go? Why did I listen to Ethan? Then why don't you go back to him? I can't. Ethan is Ethan. He has his life, and you have yours. Susan's voice was firm. Clara, you can't stop people from talking. No matter what you say, they will talk. But the important thing is that you live your own life. But he's my son. A son is important, but that son is also married and has his own family. You no longer just have to live as a mother, you have to live as a woman. You're 55. How many more years will you be able to experience a love like this? Susan's words pierced my chest. That Liam was serious about you? Yes, he was serious. Well, there you have it. You are the only one who knows it's not about the money. And Ethan will understand eventually. He's angry now. If you are truly happy, he will eventually accept it. I returned home that night and turned on my phone. It had been a week since Liam's last message. Clara, rest well. I hope you are always very happy. That was the last one. My fingers trembled, but in the end, I couldn't send anything. A few more days passed. Ethan contacted me. Mom. It's me. Yes. How are you holding up? Mom, I've been thinking, and I think I went too far. I know you feel lonely, but not Ethan, you're right. But Mom, honestly, I don't know if that guy Liam was serious. Ethan sighed. If you were truly happy, that's fine with me, Ethan. But Mom, please be careful. The money issue needs to be watched. Okay. When I hung up, I cried again. Ethan seemed to have softened a bit, but he still didn't trust Liam, and I couldn't be sure either. Did Liam truly love me? Or did he take advantage of a lonely widow? I started to doubt. A month passed like this. One day, looking online by chance, I found an advertisement. The refuge cabin in the Adirondacks, a place to rest with a small pool. Seeing the photo, my heart stopped. The pool attendant in the picture was Liam. My hands trembled. Liam had left New York. Because of me. I entered the website. There were photos uploaded, a quiet mountain town, a small pool, clean rooms, and Liam's profile. Hello, I'm Liam. I used to work as a swimming instructor in NYC, and I've come here to offer a tranquil place to rest. Come relax. My heart ached. Liam also left New York because of the memories with me. That afternoon, I received a letter from Liam after a long time. It was a handwritten letter that arrived by mail. To Clara. I don't know how you are. I have left New York, and now I run a small country inn in the Adirondacks. Clara, I don't need a single cent of your money. On the contrary, I think that's what distanced us the most. As Ethan said, you might think I got close to you for the money, but I want you to know my truth. The time I spent with you was the happiest time of my life. For the first time, I knew what it was like to love someone completely. Even if we can't be together, if I could be a warm season in your life, even for an instant, that is enough for me. Please take care and be happy. I will always support you, Clara. Reading the letter, I couldn't stop crying. Liam was truly serious, truly. I've been so stupid. I couldn't sleep that night. Susan's words kept echoing. You live your own life. Time doesn't turn back. And Liam's letter. If I could be a warm season, no. I don't want a season. I want to be with you my whole life. The next morning, I made a decision. I opened the closet and took out my suitcase. Mom, where are you going? Asked Ethan, who just happened to be passing by. To the Adirondacks. The Adirondacks, why? To see Liam? Ethan's face tensed. Mom, are you still going through with that? Yes, I still am. Mom, Ethan, I'm sorry, but Mom is also a woman. I can't live only as a mother. You too, when you met Maya, you loved each other regardless of what others said. It's the same for Mom. Ethan was speechless. If you're worried about the money, I'll give it all to you. I won't give Liam a single cent. So Mom, Ethan sighed. I don't care about the money. I just didn't want you to be deceived. Liam is not like that. I guarantee it. Are you truly happy with Liam? Yes, I am very happy. Ethan nodded. Oh, go. But Mom, don't regret it later. It's your choice. I will never regret it. I hugged Ethan. Thank you, son. Be happy, Mom. I dragged my suitcase toward the station. My hands trembled as I bought the ticket for the Adirondacks. Am I doing the right thing? But I didn't look back. It was decided. I got on the train. New York faded away, and the landscape outside the window began to change. The city disappeared, and mountains and green fields appeared. Will Liam accept me? I was anxious, but my heart was leaping. After a few hours, I arrived at the station near the Adirondacks. I took a taxi and gave him the address of the country inn. To this address, please. Oh, that's the new country inn. They say a young guy is running it. The taxi driver was trying to make conversation, but I wasn't in the mood to reply. Looking out the window, I thought about what to say to Liam when I saw him. I would have to apologize and tell him to start over. After half an hour, we arrived at a quiet town. Here it is. Getting out of the taxi, I saw a beautiful rural landscape, and a little further, the building of the country inn was visible. I walked slowly with my suitcase. Entering the courtyard, I saw the pool. It was small but very clean. And next to the pool, I saw Liam cleaning, short-sleeved shirt, shorts, and his face sweaty from working hard. Liam. Hearing my voice, Liam turned. He froze with the broom in his hand, and his eyes wide open when he saw me. Clara. Yes, it's me. Liam dropped the broom. How? Why are you here? I came to see you. My eyes filled with tears. I received your letter, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Liam slowly approached. Clara and Ethan? I have Ethan's permission. He told me to come. Really? Yes. I dropped my suitcase and walked towards Liam. Can we start over? Liam's eyes filled with tears. Are you serious? With me? Truly, I can't live without you, Liam. Liam hugged me tightly. I can't live without you either, Clara. We held each other for a long time, without talking, just feeling each other's warmth. But Clara, how did you find me here? I saw the ad for the country inn on the internet. Your face popped up. Liam smiled chilly. I left New York to start over here, to forget you, but I couldn't. The same thing happened to me. We held hands and went into the house. A carefully decorated interior, a cozy living room. Did you decorate it all yourself? Yes, I spent a month on it. Incredible. Liam squeezed my hand. Clara, I don't need your money. Running this country in is enough for me. I know. I know. I kissed Liam on the lips. That warmth I hadn't felt for so long. The nostalgia, the love. Clara, do you want to live here with me? Yes. I'll leave New York and live here with you. In this quiet and peaceful place. But Ethan can come visit us sometimes. We can both live here running the country in. Seeing Liam's serious gaze, my heart filled. Oh, think about it. Think about it carefully. I will wait. That night, we spent time together in one of the inn's rooms. Holding Liam after so long, I felt like I was finally coming home. I love you, Clara. And I love you, Liam. That night, we became one again, deeper and more intense than in the Hamptons. The next morning, I woke up to the sun. Liam was sleeping peacefully beside me. Could I live my whole life with this man? I looked out the window and saw the beautiful mountains and meadows, a serene and silent landscape, different from the hustle and bustle of the city. What would it be like to live here with Liam? I began to seriously consider it. I stayed a few more days. I cleaned the pool with Liam. We welcomed guests, and in the evening, we walked through the town. They were ordinary, happy days. Clara, how is life here? Good, very good. But Liam, one thing worries me. What is it? The age difference? It's fine now, but in 10 or 20 years, I'll be an old woman. Liam took my hand. I don't care. I will love you even if you're an old woman. But Clara, whether we have 30 or 40 years left, I want to spend that time with you. Liam's sincere words made me cry. Thank you, Liam. When a week passed, I made my decision. Liam, tell me, can I live here with you? Liam's face lit up. Really? Yes. I'll leave the NYC condo to Ethan. I'll start a new life here with you, Clara. Liam lifted me into his arms. I love you. I love you so much. And I love you. So I decided to settle in the Adirondacks. I went up to New York, packed my things, and said goodbye to Ethan. Mom, are you really leaving? Yes, Mom is going to try to live her life. Be happy, Mom. Thank you, Ethan. I hugged Ethan, and we said goodbye. Maya also came. Take good care of yourself, mother-in-law. Yes, you live well too. Mother-in-law, honestly, at first I didn't understand, but seeing you so happy, I think it's the right thing to do. Thank you, Maya. Finally, I saw my friend Susan. Susan, I'm moving to the Adirondacks. Okay, have a good trip. Write to me. Yes, you take care too. Clara, don't regret it. This is what I've chosen. I will never regret it. So, I picked up my suitcase and headed for the Adirondacks again. This time, I was leaving for good. When I arrived at the station, Liam was waiting for me. Clara. Liam. We hugged tightly. This is the real beginning, isn't it? Yes. It starts now. 6 months have passed since then. Now I run the country in with Liam in the Adirondacks. In the morning, we clean the pool together. During the day, we attend to guests, and at night, we walk around the town. They are normal, happy days. Sometimes I go up to New York to see Ethan. Now Liam comes too. Ethan is gradually accepting it because he has realized that Liam is sincere. The people in the town murmured at first, but now they treat us with affection. You make a very good couple. What does age matter? What matters is loving each other. Today, I also sit with Liam in the courtyard of the inn to watch the sunset. Clara, are you happy? Very happy. You don't regret it at all? And you, Liam? Me too. Meeting you has been the greatest luck of my life. Liam takes my hand. I love you, Clara. And I love you, Liam. My friends, that's where my story ends. I, a 55-year-old widow, fell in love with a man 22 years younger. The people in my circle said the difference was too much, that he was after my money, that it was a disgrace. But I don't regret my choice even one bit. I believe it's better to live loving than to regret living concerned about others in this single life we have. Thank you for listening to my story all the way through. If it resonated with you, give it a like, comment on what touched you the most, and be sure to mention where you're from. Subscribe to the channel. There are plenty more stories to come.